Okay, that was a little quick comfort break there, shall we say, for me. COMMS by Coops after that, well, round 6, the first part of our double header this evening. But we're back. Let me just make sure, obviously, we have the live stream put into the Discord, so no one wants to miss this one. Right, just going to copy that link and put it over there. And there we go, we're back. Okay, that's it. Mike's in a good place. Good old Mike, I like him. So we're back. So, wow, you'll obviously see we've moved a little bit. So we're not in Monza anymore. We're at the equally easy peasy track of Misano, and Michael currently has set the quickest time. We've obviously got a very short free practice session here, and then we'll have a 15-minute qualifying session as always, followed by the 40-minute sprint race, which will require one mandatory pit stop for a tyre change. So again, let's assume everybody's going to take full fuel and just change their tyres. I must say the weather looks a little bit better over here than what it did at Monza. If you remember, we had a wet qualifying session, we had a wet start to the race. It didn't really stop raining till maybe sort of 28 minutes. It started to back off, and by 24 minutes left it stopped completely, which, you know, some people benefited from that greatly and others didn't. Tro was running a wet setup, Michael had a wet setup as well, and all of that meant, you know, that the field was really jumbled up in that race. A different podium to what we're used to, but great to see. So, obviously we'll have to see how we get on. In this particular race, this is the last one then. This is the real finale for the season, and I love these Italian tracks. I mean, in terms of corner names, they don't really have many. I mean, we had a couple of variantes at Monza. We had a big curve, the Curva Grande. We had Parabolica, and that was pretty much it with Ascari. And the same for Misano as well. We'll obviously go through that when we do a lap guide in qualifying. But yeah, there you go. So let's go back onto the live chat. So hopefully everyone will come across this way. Just let me pop a message in so everyone knows. Okay. Yeah, so there we go. I'm just gonna have a quick look on the website and see if we've got any sort of ninjas, which we do have within Formula Racing League, who might have already updated the standings. So just let's have a quick look at that. Not as yet. Not as yet. Okay, that's totally fine. We can figure that out. So basically, I mean, Graham lost quite a lot of ground in that last race. Crazy's picked up a few extra points. I don't think that puts him in contention unless these two have a major issue. And Michael's doing a decent job. Graham's done a decent job there as well. Again, free practice. We've got a fast track. No rain forecast for the rest of the free practice session. But what that means during the race, I don't know. I think we may have another challenge in this race, being the last one, and it might not be in terms of wetness, but it may be in terms of how much light these guys have, which again will throw something different their way, as it should do. So 3 minutes left of the free practice session before qualifying begins. So as we were saying, in terms of the actual points, let's have a look at Lurchies and his a lovely McLaren there. And she's a lovely McLaren. Let's drop on board and have a see how she's handling around here. Nice. But yeah, so Crazies isn't going to make anything up on these two unless, as I say, unless touchwood something major happens, as Lurches has a slight off there, commentator's curse. That was a nice little tank slapper, followed by a bit of your Volton style. Bit of a donut there as well. Nice one, Lurches. That's it. Go on, go for it. Keep the fans entertained. He's going for it. No, I'm not. No, go back in the pits now. Thank you. Donuts of the day. We've got more rain. We've got more rain, guys. This is... Do you know what? This is going to really play with the psyche of these guys, because we had rain in the last race, and qualifying did what qualifying did, and then it changed in the race itself. The rain is going to get less, though, in about 3 minutes' time, but will last for 10 minutes. So, who's that? Euphoric State's now giving me donuts in the pit lane. That was nice as well, thank you. So Fresh Jinx is out. First one coming out. Probably don't want to hit the wall there, but all there. So we've got 5 in at the moment. Hopefully everyone's realised we're doing the second stream. I just took a slight break there. Now, it is in my contract I can have a comfort break if it's a double header. No, really. Ash James, it's fine. So Jinx is first one out on the go. So the points, they haven't been updated yet, and, you know, let's not expect too much. I know we're brilliant at FRL, but half the guys are actually in racing. But Crazy isn't going to catch up. But if you remember, IR Graham had a massive issue when he had a crash. Big damage on the front of that car. And he ended up 11th, I believe. And Michael, with his wet setup, running in the dry, was struggling for the second half of that race, having a really good fight with Euphoric State. And yeah, I mean, he picked up some extra points there. So I'd be really, really intrigued to know how that all looks. So we're on board. Well, we're not on board. We're watching Graham at the moment, IR Graham, and he said himself in the pre-race interview that we did with Graham, Crazies and Michael, we had a triple driver interview all at the same time, and he was saying that he's not confident on this track, and now you throw the rain in as well. You're just going to have to see what happens. Whilst we're doing that, also, please don't forget, do have a look at the website, www.formularacingleague.co.uk. I know I always say that when we're online, but we have a look at it. It's very shiny, it's very smart. There's loads of information on there about who you can contact, what administrator looks after what, always open to questions, all the information about the races again, our shop, so that you can buy the merch, not forgetting our coffee delivery device, obviously. You can buy all those things, get involved with Patreon, and you can see the schedule of what we've got on. So, I mean, tonight's a pretty busy night, isn't it? We've got a double header. Tomorrow night at 10 o'clock we've got the FRL cast, which I'm sure there's going to be plenty to talk about, as there is every week. There has been some really good questions coming in from both internally and externally from the Discord, so I thank you all for that. Keep the questions going in. I think that's formularacinglleague0@gmail.com. Keep those questions coming. And then we've got the Race of Champions is on Monday. We've got the finale for British GT3 on Sunday. There is a lot being packed into this week. So just clear your diary. Yeah, you'll have different people every night entertaining you on comms. Don't forget there's stuff going on PC as well. FRL domination, basically. That's what we're trying to say, aren't we? So, yeah, traction, not again. Anyway, so the winner of this week's competition for posting the first comment in is traction, surprisingly. No, I'm joking. There is no competition. This week, there's been so much going on. Coventry lost to Cardiff 2-0. That's obviously great news there. So, 7 now having a watch. I'm expecting at least 40 people. Come on, spread the word. 40 people to come and watch this, because it's the last one of this season. And again, please remember, with this update that's coming in, there is probably, you know, more than likely going to be a split, PS4, PS5s. So this might be the last time all of these guys get to race together. And they're going to throw it in the rain with pressure for winning the title. It's great. Anyway, so Graham's currently, you know, Mr. I really don't like this track. He's currently the quickest. 10 minutes left to qualify, and he's done a 41.3. To Will in the Jag, who did absolutely excellent in the last race. He's currently in second. He's a second behind. Then Euphoric State, who's actually got involved in qualifying this time. He's currently third. And not many of us have set a time at the moment. Lurches has just gone fourth. Evan IRL, that's an interesting time in the Bentley. He's 4/10 down on ground currently. So that is an interesting time. Papano again. He pops in second place. He must have had a really frustrating race last time out. He qualified, I think he qualified second. He was doing really well. Obviously had a slight issue somewhere. I think he got tagged or turned around. Again, nothing particularly malicious. We'll see if there was any major issues with that afterwards in the steward's office, but he ended up sitting that race out, so he'll be determined to make up for that in this one. Krishna's popped a good time in there, so he's gone fifth in the Jag. So we've got two Jags in there. I am slow. Okay, so now the boys are starting to move a little bit. I am slow puts a time in, goes fourth. Graham's got a 7/10 lead though currently. Where's Michael? Let's see what Michael's up to as he comes through Curva Misano. He's down. Obviously he's down on something. It was a 41. That was pole. Go second. As you were then, ladies and gents. I am Graham. Michael is nearly 4/10 behind him, but I'm sure he'll be doing another quick lap. Papano third. Evan is fourth. I am slow fifth. DeWill currently sixth. Krishna seventh. Euphoric State eighth. Lurches ninth. And that's where we're at. But Evan, look at that. Evan improves and goes up to second place potentially there. It's never straightforward. Never straightforward. Traction. What do you mean you're gonna miss me? Where are you going? He says he's gonna miss me, or is he trying to say because he's got a PS5 and I'm poor and have a very very old PS4 that we won't be involved? He'll be all right. I'm starting to just give him page tomorrow, by the way. If anyone wants me to be able to do PS4 and PS5 commentary, but you know, just donate £1.50 each, and it won't take that many to get me one. Alright, £1 each, come on. Excuse me. Right, so let's get back to the serious stuff, not me waffling on about how I can try and get hold of a PS5. Who's that? Was that Lurches up there? Is either Lurches or GT Jamie? No, it was Lurches. Okay. So Graham's still pole. Graham's improved on his lap and he's gone into the pits. I think he's probably going to sit there for a little while. That's quite a big gap he's got there. A 140.2. No, and he wants to strike. He wants to solidify that. Michael's improved and gone back into potentially second place. So he's 9/10 off the pace. Coming to the pits. Probably do a little change on setup and then get straight back out there. So this is anyone's guess. Obviously the gap now between Graham and Michael is closer. Traction will give me a few quid, mate. The amount of setups everyone's had out of me over the last couple of months, I think I need a few quid. No, I'm joking. PS5, what is in the pipeline one day? Two little children say otherwise at the moment, so we'll have to see what we can do about that and what the update does. You never know. What we could do is I could maybe. No, I couldn't even do that. I was going to say I could maybe hook into one of someone else's streams on a PS5 and try and sort of share their screen, but that won't allow it on a PS4, would it? So, right. Anyway, let's get back. So those two, no change. Graham's right. I want to see what Graham's car's like. We haven't done a lap guide here either, so I'm thinking the next hot lap would be a good one. Misano, I really like Misano as a track. It's quite pointy, squirty, and that's, you know, I am a fan of those type of tracks, you know, like Zolder and Donington, those sort of things. That just suits my driving style. But it does have a little bit of everything, and you know, I like that there's heavy braking zones. I like the fact that you have to set up some corners. You know, sort of corners 3, 4, 5. You have to really set them up nicely. But then I like the back part of the circuit as well, with those really fast sweeping right-handers where you've just got to be brave. Anyway, over the start-finish line into Variante del Paro. Parco would probably be a better way of saying it. So that's a right into a left. You've really difficult left, that one. You've got to up change early, because as you come through that, you can see there's a slight elevation in the track. Hard on the brakes. I like this corner there. You just hold it off. It's a double apex. Drop it up a gear. You pause, get the right angle, and then you floor it in the Ferrari. Certainly different in the Merc. All these cars obviously handle differently. They're geared differently. And then we've got the push down, and you could really abuse the curbs on this one. Hard on the brakes. You could really cut that curb there. So I think Graham needs to cut that curb more. Obviously he's wary that it has been a wet track. I'm sure he'll do it in the dry. Looking for the board on the right, hard on the brakes there, down into first gear, get it turned in, apex, squeeze the power on. Yeah, use that curb to pull him around there. Thought it might have gone to do it a little bit too much. And then we've got the back fast sweeping section of right-handers where you just go. Watch, just go right. We're going to go right again, then we're going to get on the brakes about now, get down a gear, swing it in, just hold it there, and then back on the power again. As soon as you see the board on the right, hard on the brakes, down to first, get her turned in nicely, then we're going to squeeze out. That didn't work for him, so he's giving himself more space. Okay, so that was probably a good little warm-up for him. Giving himself the space, a little wiggle, get the tyres warm. Well, if you're going for it, go for it, as he does. Into Curva Misano, onto the start-finish straight then. Let's try to get all these corners right. So Variante del Parco is the first one. Really technical one in there. You've got to be able to take those sausage curves to a degree, but not too much, obviously. And then we've got Curva del Rio coming up here. As soon as you see that curve disappear there on the brakes, everything seems quite controlled, quite sedate. You can hear the tyres, well, they've got a few things to say, but that's fine. Slightly up on the previous lap, he's still in first place. Michael, as you can see there, is now in third. Let's have a look at those crazies. Wow. Wow, there you go. Sow at your body. Traction. I'd probably be having to pay people, so that's a lose-lose for me, buddy. I'm not winning anything there. So IR Graham's still top, and then we've got Crazies is currently in second place, Michael's in third, so there's your top three in the championship. Evan IRL, great job again in fourth. I Am Slow's in fifth, that's better from him, he's currently in the pits, and Will in the other Nissan is sixth. Again, look at those Nissan boys. We'll talk about them in a minute. Look at that, a 140 flat from Evan in the Bentley. So I would suggest the track conditions are coming towards them at the moment. Obviously there's more rubber going down. It's not raining currently, so the greasiness is obviously moving away and quicker times are ensuing. So well done Evan, that's impressive, although he's now got his wipers on again. So Will's in sixth place in the other Nissan, so again that's two Nissans in the top six. Euphoric State 7th, Krishna, good drive from him at the moment in 8th. I've seen him race here a few times. Krishna likes this track, I believe, and if he doesn't, he's still good on it. Papano, where's he gone? Okay, De Wheels put it up into 9th. Papano's currently rounding out the top 10, and we've got Fresh Jinx 11th, Reedy 12th, GT Jamie 13th, and GT Jamie's just moved himself up to 5th, so that's pretty good from him. GTJ is 14th in the other Audi. Lurches is in 15th. Then we've got Tro. Kino hasn't set a lap, nor's Kevin. Norse Fresh, Brizzle or Bruges. So those guys still haven't set a time yet. And Graham, well, he doesn't really... He wants that pole position, doesn't he? Doesn't want to let go of that one. So he's gone 33 thousandths behind Evan. Crazies is in the pits. Is Michael up? Michael is a couple of tenths up. Obviously, that's not going to be good enough for pole, but he needs to be ahead of Graham. That's all he's bothered about. What traction are you saying you got your first podium here, was it? I take it. Fresh Brizzle said, oh, Michael, okay, we'll get off that. Fresh Brizzle says he needs a drink. I agree, so do I. And I had some lovely H2O during my comfort break. And I promise, it wasn't a Yavolton apple juice, it was H2O, okay? Right, Evan's still doing the business. Graham's now 2 tenths behind, so Evan's improved a 39.8, and here comes the rain again, people. Track's now gone greasy, so you can forget any quicker lap times. There may be an opportunity for one quicker lap time in terms of where we're at, but you are going to be risking quite a lot as we look at Michael in the pit lane there, just waving at me with his wiper. Hello, hi. And Graham, yeah, he's thinking, okay, just got to do the biz. GT Jamie, again, he's rapid in that McLaren. I have been impressed with him. I have definitely been impressed with him. And this man, he's not going to go out with a fight, is he? So he's currently in 4th place. No, he's not. He's currently in 5th place. Will Friedman decides he's going to pop it up into 3rd. And Kevin hadn't set a lap. He's gone into 4th place. So that is interesting, and that hurts Michael at the moment. That's putting quite a few cars between himself and Graham, including Crazies. And Crazies isn't going to let Michael walk past him, no chance. So, is Michael going to get his maiden championship, or is Graham going to get his 2nd championship? I have to say the cards at the moment are stacked against Michael. I have to say that. Let me just take a quick picture of this for the record books. There we go. So there's your grid, guys. We have one 40-minute sprint race left of this Formula Racing League Taco Tuesdays Tier 1 season, and your grid is front row Evan IRL and IR Graham, 2nd row Will Friedman and Kevin. Great laps from you two. GT Jamie and Crazies bring up row 3. Row 4 is Michael Races and I Am Slow. Euphoric State and Krishna row 5. DeWill Papano row 6. Fresh Jinx and Reedy's row 7. GTJ 1982 and Lurchies are row 8. And then we've got Tro, Kino, Fresh Brizzle, who's drinking, and Bruges brings up the rear. So just a quick look in the live chat whilst we're waiting for this to do its thing. Who do we need to be on at the start? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stay on with Crazies at the start because he is next to Michael. In the live chat, guys, we have a couple of comments in there which are quite interesting. Evan says he has no idea how he did that. I'll tell you how you did that, Evan. You did a bloody good lap, mate. That's how you did that. And you did really well in the last race. You were really lucky not to get that podium. So keep at it. Keep pushing. Yes, it was great tasting H2O. Tasted very refreshing. And GT Jamie's saying nice one, Evan, as well. Yeah, I mean, that was a impressive lap. So 2.5 minutes left. I would normally sort of talk about, well, everyone's now playing about with their setups and thinking about their pit strategies and stuff. I think most of our guys right now are thinking, oh, wow, we've got another 40 minutes yet with these really slow people that I could just take it very, very easy with. It's not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. And the championship is not decided as yet. So there is still an awful lot at stake during this particular race. Have they been updated yet? So what was it before? So there was a 32-point gap with them last time out. And I think we're probably a sixth and a turn. So there's maybe a 10 to 12 point swing towards Michael there. And if that's the case, 22, it could be 18 to 20 points between them coming into this last race. So in terms of positions and where they could finish, obviously IR Graham is starting quite a bit further ahead than Michael. 5 places up the road. 22. So if Michael was to win this race, Graham would need to finish 8th. But I don't see that happening. It's not going to be as simple as that. So again, it's about, are we going to have a clean race? Is everyone going to behave? Is everyone going to keep everything squared away? That's what we're going to find out. So 10 of you still joining us at the moment. Do you know what? I'd love to know how many of you that are watching are actually driving at the same time. So you've got 25 seconds. Put a full stop in there. Or do me a favour.
20 seconds.
Oh, you can't do that either, yeah. Put a full stop in the live chat. Then I know you're watching and driving. I'd be always interested to see how many are doing that.
10 seconds.
10 seconds to go before we start the formation lap. And obviously, I need to take this opportunity to let you all know, COMMS by Coops, do all a lot of the FRL commentary. If you like what I do, how I do it, how I graffiti my board, just give it a like. That's it. Just give it a like. Then at least I know I'm not just babbling on for no reason. If you want to sub, that's great. But a like, that would make me happy. Make me happy. Right, here we go then. A formation lap of the final race for Taco Tuesday Tier 1. I'm also very interested to see what the Tier 2 boys are up to, but we'll have a look at that later on. We're going to stay on board with Crazies because, as we know, Crazies is next to Michael for the start. Let's get a bird's eye view on that. So 40 minutes. Is it going to rain? I don't know. It's looking a little murky out there. That's probably the time of the day. It's 11 minutes past 6 in the evening there. So I'm pretty sure this race is going to end under lights. Totally different challenge. That means everything's going to cool down. Tyres are going to cool down. Brakes are going to cool down. So do you start this race and preempt that and increase those things, assuming they're going to cool down? How much does that affect you at the start of the race? Again, lots of variables for these gents to take on board and try and find the answers to, and we just get the pleasure of watching them doing battle and seeing which strategy comes off. So we will keep on Crazies for the start. We've spent quite a bit of time with Michael and Graham. Obviously, Crazies is not totally out of it yet, so we need to respect that. Wow, Traction Dave puts a very interesting point there on the chat. Will Kevin do Michael a favour at the start? Now, I mean, when you say do him a favour, are we trying to imply that Kevin will get ahead of Graham and slow him up, or are you trying to imply will Kevin just do something naughty? I don't think he'll do anything naughty. I'm sure he'll want to. Sorry, Mike. Just hit Mike there. He didn't do anything wrong. He's just been staring at me for a couple of hours. It remains to be seen, doesn't it? So we are coming around the back up towards the curve at Misano, and then the start-finish straight. So guys, this will be the last time, potentially for a lot of us together, it will be the last time potentially I commentate on a lot of you guys, which is actually quite sad thinking about that in tacos, considering I devoted at least the last 17 years of my life to Taco Tuesdays. Anyway, across they come, and we wait. Here we go, the start of the last race of the season. 40-minute sprints, a lot to play for here, and we wait. and we're off, and we go, and Evan's got a good start there. Graham's got a good start as well. Okay, and then we've got Will. They're all clean through. Oh, there's a little tap there. Someone's tapped Graham. That was one of the Nissan boys. I'm not sure which one it is. It might have been Crazies. And then has that Michael dropped down? Oh, Michael's gone up to third according to the timing screens, but they're not always correct. And then we've got a Nissan going way too deep there. Maybe that was potentially tactical to let Crazies get further up the field because Will was higher up. But we've got to be careful with that re-entry. So let's get into the action, ladies and gents. Michael, there's Crazies. Michael is third, so we're straight into it. We're not messing about. Nah, we're straight into the battle for the championship. We're on board with IR Graham. This, remember, is lap 1. Evans out up front after his great pole lap, and then straight behind him we've got Michael. So Michael made up a hell of a lot of positions at that start. Fair play to you, dude. And hopefully that's going to give us a race-long spectacle, and then you can have a breather and we can do it all over again on Sunday in a different championship. That'll be fun. Hard on the brakes. Michael closes up there. So Evan, what's Evan thinking? Is Evan thinking, I want this win, I want to prove myself, I want to be the king? Or is he thinking, I've got the 2 championship leaders behind me, should I just get out of their way and let them have a scrap? Nah, of course not. Yeah, they must have switched cars on the out. They must have done, because that was a big swap around, wasn't it? Who knows? Who knows? Pit lane is open. As we're into lap 2, you can see we've got lights on these cars. It is starting to get dark. So I wonder if any of these guys decided to go light on fuel at the start to try and get a really good sprint for maybe the first part of the race and try and get some track position. I mean, it could be done in a 40-minute race, because when you're coming back out the pitch, you're going to have a lot of air. Who knows? Right, we've got an eye on those. We've got a nice little battle going on behind there. Is that I Am Slow? Right, Michael's closed right up. Michael looks quicker at this stage. I Am Slow currently in 4th place. That's fantastic. Then Crazy's in 5th. GT Jamie, again, he's in the mix every single time is GT Jamie. I do like him. Well, they all are. I can't say I like any over the others. Of course I can't. DeWitt in 7th in the Jag. Fresh Jinx, look at him up in 8th. Obviously he didn't have a particularly great race at Monza, but that's a great effort from him so far. Kevin's up to 9th. Well, up to 9th. Kevin is in 9th. Whatever he did at the start to help Michael out would obviously be appreciated. Checking the post to you for £1. Papano's in 10th. Friedman, remember, Will qualified really high up. We saw him have an off on track, so he's down in 11th. GTJ and either Audi is 12th. Reedy's currently 13th in the sister Merc. You can see the line of Stern coming down there. We're going to try and get as much action as in. Is that Euphoric State coming out the pit lane? I think it was. Yes, it is. So Euphoric State and Krishna. Oh, Krishna's going to come out right now. You don't want them getting involved in that battle. Michael looks like he's really going to try and make a move on Graham at the moment. Let's go on board and keep an eye on it. So we've got 2 guys who put it in the pits already, and they're now obviously going to hope to just, well, they're going to run long for 36 minutes, hoping those tyres are going to last. Yeah, so they're hoping their tyres are going to last, but I've got to say, coming out where they have, it's not the cleanest of places. They're not exactly in fresh air, are they? Excuse me, Reedy's 13th, Kino in the Ferrari, he's 14th. Fresh Brizzle in the 999 Bentley is currently in 15th. Then we've got Bruges in 16th, Lurchy 17th, and Tro is back there in 18th. So he's having the complete opposite of the race he had at Monza, unfortunately. So Papano's pretty close there. Let's have a little listen to the rumble on that Lexus. As everyone, Concertina's in there. There's a move going on behind there somewhere. Let's go Kino. Right, so Kino, Fresh Brizzle got out of shape there. I thought he was going to make a move on Kino. He's looking a bit racy, I'll give him that. Maybe he drank that H2O a little bit too quickly. And then Fresh Brizzle is all over the back of him as well. And I'm sure Bruges is going to want to have a decent race. It wasn't like him at the last track. He's normally really, really consistent. Oh, who's that turned around? Kevin? It is. Okay. My heart skipped a beat then, because obviously it was a North-South Racing Ferrari. Tro wants to get a move done. Come on, Tro. And then come on, Kevin. Obviously, I want you both to do well. But come on, Tro. Fresh Jinx. That looks like a nice little group of cars, doesn't it? So Michael is now half a second behind him, so we don't have to stick right on him. GT Jamie gets all out of shape there. That's allowed Fresh Jinx to put a move on him. So GT Jamie, I think, was trying to put a move on Crazies. Didn't get his line right through there. Who should we go on board with? There's 6, 7 of them there. It's just bonkers. Let's go on board with GT Jamie, because he looks like he's having a lot of fun. And we want to have fun too. So GT Jamie all over the back of Fresh Jinx. He's just lost that position to him. As we're coming down the back part of the circuit, it's time to be brave. Is he going to try and swing on up the inside? No, thinks better of it. And then who've we got over the back of him? So Krishna's doing his thing again. GT Jamie look to have a run on Jinx then as we come into Curva Misano. He's got to try and do a cutback there. Gets a good run out of there. Definitely got a toe. Pulls out. Maybe could have stayed behind him a little bit longer, but he's done that to get the inside line. Is he going to give him enough room? There is enough room given, but Jinx went pretty deep in there. He's going to have to slow it right up, and that's going to allow GT Jamie. He's just taking the right line, keeping his momentum going. Hasn't managed to make the move as yet, but it's a good shot fired. Let's put it that way. It will be in the mind of Fresh Jinx now, and GT Jamie will be thinking, this guy, it looks a bit ragged in front of me, my pressure's doing well. I mean, that's what I'd be thinking anyway. So, and then Papano, Fresh Jinx's teammate. So GT Jamie, well, he's got his hands full, no doubt about that. No doubt about that at all. Right, let's have a look. So where, and obviously I've missed that. Obviously I've missed that because I'm looking at everyone else being close together. Oh dear is all I'm going to say, because I'm professional. So Michael's managed to pass Graham now. Michael needed to do that. He really, really needed to do that for the championship. And Graham obviously is not going to be happy with that. And I am slow. He's not letting that go either, is he? So I'm going to go on board. And let's see how Graham feels in his little sandwich at the moment. So Michael's pulled 8/10. So Michael was half a second behind Graham, literally half a lap ago, when we started talking about the other chaps having their battle. Well, he's not half a second behind anymore. He's now 1.1 seconds ahead. And I am slow. He's now beginning to exert some pressure onto Graham. Now, Graham was saying earlier on he didn't really feel, didn't feel pressurised or anything like that, and that's great, calm mind. But he knows that he lost quite a few points to Michael in the last race. Probably still giving him a cushion, but he is behind him again in this race now. Now, if they finish as they are, Graham wins the championship. So, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's thinking, you know what, I don't want to get into that big fight with you. I don't need to get in that big fight with you because I've still got a cushion. So maybe he is being smart there. Maybe he's doing what a champion should do, and using his brain on that front. So if that is the case, I think that could be the case actually. So Evan is doing amazingly well out in front. He had no idea how he did that pole lap, as he said in the live chat, but he's certainly backing that up at the moment in the race. He's got a couple of second lead over Michael. And who's that in the mix there? That's Brizzle, isn't it, who's in? Graham's in third place, 1.3 seconds behind. Then we've got I Am Slow fourth. DeWill's in fifth. Papano sixth. He's another 4.8 seconds down the road. Fresh Jinx, well, we know these guys are all having fun, so we'll keep an eye on that one from above. Fresh Jinx, Freeman and Bruges. Oh dear, Freeman got out of shape there and left the track for a moment. Reedy's in 10th, GTJ is 11th, and Lurchies is 12th. Come on, Lurchies. That just said you were half a second behind some dude. Someone who's just gone in the pits. That was unfortunate, Lurchies. I was going to get you catching him and putting a move on him there, mate. So GTJ's gone in the pitch. Keno is in 12th. And then Tro, obviously he's going to elevate to 13th. So Crazies has pitted. GT Jamie and the McLaren's pitted. Fresh Brizzle has pitted. Krishna's pitted. And so has Kevin. And that gets you guys up to date. We have got just under half an hour left of this Taco Tier 1 season. The championship still has not been decided, although if things finish as they do, by my maths, Graham will be champion and Michael will finish second if it stays as it is. Michael's pulled 2 sets, so Michael, he can't do any more than that. He can't do any more than what he's doing. He's gapped Graham to 1.5 seconds. Again, I said maybe Graham isn't pushing that hard. He doesn't need to. If he finishes where he is, with Michael in sight, he wins the championship, so he could be driving very smartly there. I Am Slow's having a great race at the moment. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Again, DeWill in that Jag, he had a stonking race at Monza. If you haven't seen that, watch part 1. That's the live stream previous to this one, which is round 6 at Monza. DeWill had a great race there, as Papano didn't. He ended up sitting it out after a great qualifying session, so he's in 6th. Fresh Jinx, he's having a good race in 7th. Then we've got Will Friedman and Bruges in 8th and 9th. Let's have a look at Reedy. So, Lurchies, that was some airtime for you, mate. Very, very clean driving. Well done. Keep it going, buddy. Let's have a look at Reedy in the sister Merc. We're normally looking at Graham quite a lot, but it looks like there could be a nice little fight developing here. Lurchies is catching by the look of it, so Reedy's going to have a job on his hands. You can see that McLaren does look quicker. See the different lines that they're taking through there. Very different lines that they're taking through there. And Michael's now closed the gap down to Evan, down to 1.5. So that's 5 tenths in the last section of the lap. So it looks like Michael's thinking, you know what? If it's going to happen, I'm going to go out of a bang. Yeah, I'll get the victory. And then, as a racing driver, that is all you can do at this stage. If he gets a victory, he's done the best he can. I'll just put my ears back on. Sorry about that. We'll have to see what comes of that. So, what's the gap here? Now it's only 8 tenths. So, Lurchies is definitely catching Reedy. And we're going to stay on this one. We're going to give this some time. See if this develops. It's the last race of the season. I want to try and give everybody some time. Who's that gone off there? Oh my word. That's Kevin. Whew. Sorry for whistling in your ears then. That's twice Kevin's been off track now. Kevin, can you stop going off track, please? You keep making me think it's Michael. As they come into the start-finish straight. So now it's 0.7. And Bruges is not that far in front either, so again, one mistake, you will get punished, because everybody is on a pace. Kevin's off again up there. He's not happy with that car. Maybe he's left the wet setup on from qualifying. He might have done that. Oh, no way. Keno's got a broken gear paddle. That is not what you want to hear. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I did think that, don't take it the wrong way, you've not been on the pace tonight from what I'm used to seeing, to be honest with you. Who's that over there? Oh, there you go. That was Keno. They've just gone past now. That is crazy. How did you do that? Tell me how you did that. Tell me you did that. Was you just Superman strength or what? Right, Lurchies is now 0.6 behind Reedy. Come on, Lurchies, get up quicker. Now it's 0.5. Good. As we go through the quick back section, let's see what Reedy's going to do through it. So you need to look at Reedy's lap time. I mean, he's in the green Delta, so I mean, you know, you can't ask for much more from him. He is going quicker than his previous lap. You know, so he's doing the best he can. Lurchies, wow, really wanted those sausage curves then, didn't he? 0.7 again now. Okay, I'm going to come off it, but I will keep an eye on the delta. Michael's now only 7/10 behind Evan. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a challenge there, I feel. And these guys, let's have a look in that midfield pack. They've all gapped each other at the moment. So, Lurchies and Reedy and Michael and Evan are currently... Thank you very much. We've got to go on there, haven't we? Right, let's see Evan sweat and panic not. So Michael's 0.3 behind him. 24 and a bit minutes left of this race. Hasn't pitted yet. Graham is still in third place. Okay, he might be 3, nearly 4 seconds behind them, but remember what we were saying in terms of the championship. Graham only needs to finish within sight of Michael, let's put it that way, and it could be anywhere on the grid. So if he can finish in third place, he's got that one in the bag. Michael obviously wants to win the race to give himself the best opportunity for maximum haul of points, because you never know what's going to happen to another driver at any point during the race. That is the beauty of racing. You gotta keep going. There could be a tyre issue, there could be a pit stop issue, there could be someone have a moment of craziness. Oh, and Evan didn't get that right. Michael went pretty hot in there as well. There was contact, but they're back at it. Michael, I think he's frustrated. I think he's a little frustrated right now. Ferrari in those mirrors. Is he going for a cutback? He is going for a cutback. Has he got enough? No, he doesn't. He's all over the back of Evan, so Evan's trying his best here. I'm trying to give you all the mirrors, guys. All the mirrors in the world. So Evan does a great defensive job through those particular corners. I'll keep Michael behind him, and he'll be glad to know that he's shaved another 1 minute 10 seconds off the actual, well, you know, off the time left of the race. So he's only got 22 minutes 41 seconds now to defend. We heard a ping then. Who knows where that's from? Oh dear, Evans clobbered those curves. He's clobbered those curves, and Michael... Yeah, I think he's put himself into the pits. Yes, he does. So, Michael's coming in for his last mandatory stop for the taco season. Kino, you can see in front of him in the Ferrari there. Broken gear paddle. That's how much these guys try. Which is a bit bonkers, really, if you think about it. So, Evan is currently out top. Where's Lurchies at? Lurchies and Reedy, still 8 tenths between them. So let's have a look at these boys. So Crazies is the first one to have pitted in the Nissan. He's in 12th at the moment. Is that Tro there? No, that's not Tro there. So let's just... This is going to develop. So Michael's still in the pits, and then when Graham comes in the pits, we've always got to keep an eye on that and see who does the best in laps, out laps, and all those bits, of course. As Lurchies is really putting the pressure on Reedy, but you have to say, look how consistent these two are being. The gap has been pretty much the same for the last 3-4 laps. They're both obviously giving it their all. Maybe the odd mistake here and there, just like anyone else would do, but nothing major. And it's nip and tuck, isn't it, between these two? So what a great advert for racing. Yeah, it might be tier 1 full of aliens and all the rest of it, but these guys are doing brilliantly well. Yeah, there's no one slow in this tier. I've said it a million times before, and it's just showing they're having a great race. They will both be learning as well, just like the guys at the front will always be learning from each other. Lines, braking, it's the best way. It's the best way to get better. And that's what we try and do. So Michael's had his pit stop. He's got a 12-second gap back to Crazy, so he's not worried about that. However, IR Graham is now in the pits. So let's do what we like to do, and let's keep an eye on Michael's coming round the back, the quick back section. Where is he? Halfway through the race. Graham's still in the pits at the moment. And I said pits, not puts. Okay. Michael's coming up to the last couple of corners. Graham is still not moved yet. Oh. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen soon. Graham's gonna move very soon. Remember, Graham's on the move. Right, where's Michael? Michael's coming down the main straight. So Michael is going to get out ahead of Graham. There he goes. But what's that gap going to be? Remember, it was something like 3.5 seconds when Michael came into the pits. Well, that looks like a hell of a lot more than 3.5 seconds. So, question is Graham going to get out ahead of... He is going to get out ahead of I Am Slow, and obviously Crazies as well then. I would assume... No, there's Crazies. So I Am Slow's got ahead of Graham. Okay, so this is what I was saying earlier on. This is really important, yeah? Michael's just got to do what he can do, okay? Michael wants to win this race. He needs to win this race. Evans in the pits, by the way, as is DeWitt in his Jag, as is Papano. So everyone's coming to do their pit stop. Oh my God. Wow. All I'm going to say is, there's 18 minutes left of the race, and those eagle-eyed people that are watching are seeing all these people coming into the pits and doing their pit stops, which is great. Look at that weather. The weather says in 3 minutes it's going to start to rain, and in 10 minutes it's going to get heavier. So by the time there's 8 minutes left of this race, we're going to have a wet track, potentially, and night time, potentially. This is absolutely amazing. This is amazing. This is gonna be nuts. So get on the phone, Traction Dave, get on the phone, Reedy, whoever's watching, yeah, there's rain coming. There is rain coming. Make hay while the sun shines, boys, and try and build some gaps, because you've either got to be really brave at the end of this race, and try and do a few laps in difficult conditions, let's say, or you've got to do another pit stop. Wow. So Tro's in the pits. So Michael currently has I Am Slow between him and Graham. So that's interesting. Where is... Hold on a minute. Where's Evans? So Evans pitted. Now it's all sorting itself out. So Michael's going to be potentially the net leader of this race. However, if Will in the past, I've watched a lot of Who's 826. Reedy's got himself a stop-go for speeding in the pit lane. That's unlucky, Reedy. That is unlucky, mate. Will normally makes his tyres last a long time. Bruges jumped into the pits now as well, so that only leaves Will Friedman, who's currently leading the race. He's normally very good on his tyres. Now, if he's been keeping an eye on his little weather thing, he might be sitting there thinking, well, I've got another 10 minutes of my tyres. I'm going to eke that out a little bit, and if it does absolutely tip it down with rain, I'll just come in and put some wets on. And everyone else will probably do the same. He could be in a very good position. So Michael's got Evan and I Am Slow between him and Graham. That won't be enough, I don't believe, to take the championship. Is it going to rain? Is it going to rain? Is it going to bucket down? That's what I want to know. Getting tagged. See, look, we're all doing races. Like we're in the middle of a double header season finale. Everyone's in tier 1, everyone's in tier 2, and stuff's still being organised in the background for the races later on tonight. There's the rain, drops of rain. This is gonna absolutely, oh my god, it's gonna test these guys. Cat amongst the pigeons moments. Will is still out there. I'm telling you, Will's listening to me, or he's just looking at the screen. I mean, that's probably what he's doing. I'm not saying everyone needs to listen to me, but he should do, because I'm usually right. So Will's still out. He's not going to pit anytime soon, I don't think. So Kino got a little bit too aggressive into the first chicane at Monza and broke his equipment, which is not a pun. I mean, his steering wheel, the shifter paddles, which well, You have to maybe you need to ask for the Valentine's Day present, you know, apart from that setup, Kino, that might help. As we're watching Michael coming around to start another lap, Will is still out there. My money's on Will. I've got to tell you, if he can stay out for another lap and a bit and not bin it, he's going to have an opportunity to come in and get wets when the track changes. And then everybody else, they're all playing Russian roulette then, aren't they? I know we're sat on Michael at the moment, so let's change that. Let's have a look. So Evans in second, I am slow. Then they got Graham. There's a pretty big gap now. Crazies. It's saying he's only a second behind Graham, and he is only a second behind Graham. So throw in all of these features and what's going on at the moment. Graham really might be having a tough time on this one. I'll tell Claire, yeah, really nicely. Claire, you know you said you love me. Fanatic? No? Anyway, you could try it. Just say it's mandatory. Here's the idea, Kino. Go and talk to Claire and say, listen, it's mandatory. I need to have Fanatec set up to actually be able to drive in FRL. And COMMS by Coops has started up a Just Giving page because he wants a PS5 so that he can commentate across everybody and bring everyone the love. And maybe she'll do it both. I don't know. You never know. Right, back to it. So Crazies is under a second now behind Graham. I think Graham's under a bit of pressure here. If he loses one or two more places, he could be in trouble. He could be in trouble for this championship. It's the beauty. No one knows. See, Will stayed out still. Will's comfortable in that Nissan. Crazies is comfortable in his Nissan. Michael, how's he looking in the Ferrari? Not too many dramas. He's got a 5-second gap back to Evan. And then we've got another 2.5 seconds back to I am slow. And then we've got Graham. Crazies has dropped a couple of attempts there on Graham. And another couple. So that's going to give Graham a little bit more confidence. Doesn't need to be looking in that mirror as much. And DeWill in the Jag is currently in 7th place. GT Jamie in the McLaren is in 8th, but he's quite far behind at the moment. Fresh Jinx is doing a great job today, actually, in this race. He's currently in 9th, still in the top 10. And then Bruges is in the top 10. So Bruges will be happy with that. Closest battle on track. Let's have a look at these two boys. Let's have a look at the two beasts, the Lexus and the Benters. And then, well, behind, I know it's 7 seconds down the road. Oh, Fresh Jinx has gone way too deep there. Must have missed his braking point. Either that or the tyres are beginning to get probably a little bit cooler, maybe a little slippy. He's looked a little bit wide through there as well. Although Bruges seemed to be okay, so we'll start to know if people don't go flying through this next one quite as quickly. Still using all the roads, so it's obviously not, can't really see any wetness on the track at this part anyway, so things probably look pretty good there. So it must be raining just on the other side at the moment. It is Fanatec. Well, okay, go Simulcube or something like that, you know. Oh dear. Bruges. Just as I thought we were going to get a close battle there, Bruges gets out of shape. That's on the part of the circuit where it is raining slightly, so that might have been what caused him to go and give the wall a big kiss, but we don't know. So, Michael is only now 2.5. Oh no, I'll tell you why, because Will's pitted. No, Will hasn't pitted. Will's had a crash. No, he hasn't. He has pitted. Interesting. So 10 minutes left of the race. Will has pitted. Has he gone for slicks? Now the track is greasy. Now we know when the track is greasy, you can still have slick tyres on. You definitely shouldn't be on wets when it is greasy. It's going to burn those tyres up really quickly. However, we also know that in 3 minutes it's going to be more rain. And it's going to continue to be more rain. And even after 10 minutes when the race is finished, when they want to get on the podium, there's going to be more rain. So it's not going to ease up. I am slows in the pits. Okay, is he coming in for wets? This is ridiculously exciting. This is what I'm telling you about, guys. People are having to gamble now. Yeah, you've got 9.5 minutes left of this final race for the entire season. It's raining. The track is greasy, so all these guys that are on their slick tyres, they're gonna start. You know, they're gonna be having moments. Let's put it that way. Their heart rate is going to be going up, and they're thinking, right, am I brave? Do I have 5 laps in me with the track getting wetter, or do I go into the pits now, take a pit stop, so 30 seconds plus in and out, so let's say a minute. Do I take that and know I can stay on the track at the end of the race when someone else might have an off and then get damaged and then come in the pits? So there's a lot of variables going on here. In terms of the championship, Michael is doing absolutely all he can. He is still leading this race. So it's raining on the back part as well now. Michael's leading this race. Evan is having an amazing race there in second place. He should be really, really happy with that. Remember, he got 4th in the previous round at Monza, was running on the podium, wasn't looking not to get on the podium. So he's done 2 excellent races. Graham is in 3rd place. And as I've said before, that's all he needs. Yeah, but the weather is going to play some part in this. How big or whatnot, I don't know. But these boys are all running slicks, and it is raining. You can see that. So if it finishes as is, the championship will go to Graham. Crazies is having a great race. He's in 4th. Wow. Be rude not to, wouldn't it, boys? DeWill in the Jag wants to put a little challenge in there. How far is that? Graham in front? It is, yeah. So Crazies be thinking, well, I want to add to my 185 podiums. Oh, you can hear that traction controller. I want to hear that again. That sounded pretty cool. Yeah, anyone's watching again, as I said earlier on, this is part 2 of the live stream tonight. Part 1 was already done, and that will be up for you to watch anyway. I wanted to split the 2 streams up to make it easier if people wanted just to watch one or the other, or one at one point and one at another point. So feel free, but please do like. That's all I ask. Just like it. That helps. Makes me happy and lets others see it as well. So these 2 are still scrapping. Graham's managed to get an extra 4 tenths down the road on that one. Needs to get on the power there. Right, let's listen to that traction control. Anyway, stop making car noises. Coops, everyone will think you're mad. Obviously I am for doing this. So Michael's still leading. Evan's only a second behind him. Graham is 3rd. Crazy as we're watching with DeWill now. And then look, you've got Will. One second, I want to have a look at the team championships. I'm positive the Nissan boys are winning it. But Traction says this is tense. It is. And I think a lot of the people in the crowd need to get in their tents. Do you like that? Do you like Traction? Because it's raining. Tent, cover. No? Okay. Right, team championships. By the way, that is the winning dad joke for the evening. If anyone else is watching. Yeah, okay, so the Ambitious, which is the 2 Nissan boys, were 21 points ahead of Team Zingray, which is the Merc guys. I think they're going to sew that one up, to be honest with you. Still got 12 with us. It's amazing. Thank you for your support. Thanks for watching. I know you've all got favourites. Do you know what? Whoever is watching, give me a one-worder, please, on who your favourite is in Tier 1. I don't have to read it out and tell everyone you love them, but it would be good to know who you're really rooting for, or if it's all of them, which it could be. DeWitt and Crazies are having a really nice battle, aren't they? There's only sort of three and a bit tenths between them. GT Jamie's in 6th. Wow, I think DeWitt went pretty deep there, and that looked like it was... It didn't look like he missed his braking point or anything there. It looked like the car was unbalanced, which I feel is down to the wet stuff. So, just under 5 minutes left. Michael is trying desperately to win this race and have a chance of the championship. Graham is doing what he needs to win this championship. He's been smart, I feel. Crazy is having a great battle with the wheel. GT Jamie, again, in the McLaren's doing really well. Will Friedman in the other Nissan is in 7th, so it's looking like the Nissan boys are going to wrap up the team championship. As is that Fresh Jinx from Papano just coming out of the pits? It's Fresh Jinx, so he's getting involved here. Fresh Jinx, think about your tyres and brakes, dude. That was close. That was close. I Am Slow is in 9th. Fresh Brizzle, sorry, 8th. I Am Slow 9th. Kevin is in 10th place. Was really struggling earlier on, actually, in that Ferrari. Fresh Jinx, as you can see there, he's just tagged onto the back of DeWitt and Crazies. He's running 11th. Then you've got Lurchies. Great run from Lurchies at the moment in 12th. Tro, who's been struggling this race, is in 13th. And then Reedy in the other Merc is in 14th. We've got Bruges, Papano, GTJ and Kino in the pits. Kino, I know, is not racing. He's snapped one of the paddles in the last race, which is... I don't know what to say about that, really. I mean, I'd be quite frustrated and then probably break the rest of it. So he's trying to sweet talk Claire to get him some new stuff. GTJ, he's obviously not running anymore. 9 laps, 7 laps and 5 laps. So if... Oh, wow. And that was Will. That was a beautiful slide wheel, and also Fresh Jinx. Boys, wow, if anybody needs a warning about the track conditions, there it is, right there. 2 cars probably backing out the throttle, so obviously the weight distribution they're not in control of, and then the car was off. Okay, so Kino saying he's supporting Michael, that's cool. Kagatacos is saying, yeah, we've got all kinds of weather in both races. I know, I think it's actually been brilliant. In terms of a test, I know you probably don't want that all the time. We all like it nice and dry, and we can, get opti tracks, tyre pressures, don't have to think too much because you've done all that practice a million times. But you know what? As a double header finale, I think the fact we've had variable weather and temperature, I mean, look at the track temp, it's down to 15. It was 22. So all that's having a big difference on the tyres, even now. I think it's been fantastic. Look, Evan's doing a great job there, hanging on to the coattails of Michael. 3 and a bit seconds behind. Michael, you've got under 2 minutes left. Concentrate. And you, Evan, get on that podium. You deserve a podium today after the last 2 races. IR Graham doing what he needs to do, and then we've got DeWitt and Crazies. So Crazies obviously had an off there, so DeWitt's up to 4th again. Second in the last race or 3rd. Anyway, definitely a podium last race, and he's 4th at the moment again. But that's the corner where that caught 2 people out earlier on. Let's see if the same happens to Crazies. No, he keeps it tidy there. Jamie's 6th, Will's 7th. Brizzle is up to 8th. Well done, Fresh. I Am Slow's 9th, and Kevin is in the top 10. So Michael is on the last lap of this final race for Taco Tuesday Tier 1. Just got to keep it together. Do I go on to him? Do I? Don't I? I'm going to just keep going on all of them, I think, so I don't curse anyone. So Graham, Evans doing a great job in 2nd place there. Go off him before it looked like he was going to have a bit of a slide. Graham's in 3rd. Graham's not rushing. Look at him. He's not rushing. He knows he needs to get across the line, and it's in the bag. And you know what, Michael? I don't think you need to rush that much either. I don't think there's going to be too much hard racing between now and the end. Guys, it's been some amazing racing. Amazing racing all season. Culminating at the end of this lap. So let's go on board with Michael. Do you know what? Regardless, he doesn't win this championship. I think this is Michael's 4th straight win across a couple of different championships, but I mean consecutively, which again just shows that he wasn't doing that earlier on. Quick, no doubt. Everybody's quick in Tier 1. Consistency wasn't quite there. I think he's just doubled down a little bit. I think he's had some good training by traction. And look, here we go. He's about to come through the last corner. And there we go, ladies and gents. Michael Races is going to cross the line. He is your winner. He's going to finish the season. Claps for you. Nice flashing, Michael. Well done, buddy. Great effort there. You did all you could. So Michael crosses the line in first. Evan, what a great race from you, Evan. 2 great races from you, buddy. Congratulations on your 2nd place. And I do believe Graham's just crossed the line in 3rd. Congratulations, Graham, on your 3rd place. I do believe that is the championship in the bag for IR Graham. Hence, maybe why we're getting some donuts from him. And maybe him and Michael are going to smash each other up. No, oh look, love to kiss. Excellent driving, you two. Excellent driving. Let's come away from that and let's just see if there's any carnage happens at the end as a celebration. And there we go, ladies and gents. What an absolute pleasure. Another season of Taco Tuesdays Tier 1 complete. I do believe that will put Graham as the champion, Michael 2nd and Crazies in 3rd. 2 epic races tonight. Variable weather. People using the wrong setups. You've got the Zingray Merc boys there facing off as well. You've had different tyre strats. It's been excellent. You've had some really close racing. And it's been absolutely great. So I would like to say, excuse me for taking pictures again, I'd like to say a couple of things. Thank you very much to everybody that has watched this evening and watched all season long. Every time someone leaves a like or a comment, you know, it is good. It gives me encouragement. I'm always looking at ways to improve and other things, so keep that coming. I really appreciate that. And you're giving your time as well to watch these guys. Second thank you for the evening is to all of the drivers on that grid. Okay, not all of them are perm drivers, some are reserves. You are all fantastic drivers. You all put the time in, and this grid, you're not going to have this grid again. It won't be the same grid again. So it will be the last time you're all with each other, and I get to talk about you all and how great your driving is. So thank you all for doing that and making this season what it is. Obviously, a big shout out to everybody at Formula Racing League, all the admin guys. Everyone does a sterling job there, puts in a lot of time, and this is the result that we get. So, in terms of the championship, guys, we're done. Of course, tomorrow evening, this will be discussed. I'm sure Tier 2 will be discussed. We've got a lot of things to finish off before the update. So join us tomorrow at 10 AM on the Formula Racing League's YouTube channel. Myself, Yavolton, Dell and Gamer Dad, and obviously we'll have a special guest on there. And then me, myself, I will be back on Sunday for the culmination of the British GT3 series. And then on the Monday, I will be doing comms for our Race of Champions, which nobody needs to miss. That is going to be all of our champions across all of our different formulas and leagues will be racing in a one-off special at Suzuka. Okay, so it's going to be epic. But for now, nothing more to say. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining us for these two. And there we go. Comms by Coops. Out.